All right, let's talk about the billionaire villain. You know the type, right? We've all seen them in movies. But what if I told you Hollywood's been feeding us a total myth about how the super rich actually commit crimes? It's time to separate the movie magic from reality. So let's try a little thought experiment here. Picture this. A story kicks off, and it's all about some super powerful, wealthy family. You know, the kind with massive mansions and secrets everywhere. What's the first crime you think they're going to commit? Like, what's the big, bad thing you're just waiting for? Is it betrayal? Yeah, that's a classic. Backstabbing to take over the family business, brother versus sister, son against father. We've seen that drama a million times.
Or maybe it's all about intrigue, right? Super complicated schemes, secret deals, a little bit of blackmail to crush their enemies. You can almost picture them whispering about it in some fancy, dark boardroom.
But let's be real. Where does Hollywood always go with this? Yep, you guessed it, murder. It's the ultimate power play, isn't it? You don't just beat your rival, you get rid of them for good. It's that huge, dramatic moment we're all trained to expect. And that right there, that's the myth. That's the character Hollywood has built for us, the super rich villain. It's a picture they've been painting for decades, and honestly, it's a really powerful one. I mean, these storylines are so familiar, aren't they? You've got the hostile takeover that's, well, more than just hostile. You've got rivals or reporters who get silenced, and usually not in a nice way. It's all-out war between families. This is the story we've been told over and over. Okay, but what happens when we step away from the screen and actually look at the data? This is where we get to the surprising reality, and things are about to look very different. And here it is, the big reveal, straight from the source material. It turns out, direct violent crime committed by family members, it's just not a thing among America's wealthiest families. It's a huge exception, not the rule. So if they're not committing murders, what are they doing? Well, that doesn't mean they're angels. Oh no. The truth is, it's much more about scandals than it is about slayings. Take a family like the Astors, for example. The research points out that their history is absolutely filled with public fights, messy love affairs, all kinds of social scandals. But murder plots? Nah, not so much. And that's the key here. There's a world of difference between a juicy scandal and a deadly crime. So let's just put it right next to each other. The myth? It's all about deadly power games and violence. The reality? The data shows it's almost always about financial misconduct. The weapon isn't a gun. It's a pen. Or, a keyboard. Okay, so let's dig into that. What does this real crime pattern look like? What kind of crime are we talking about when we peel back all that Hollywood drama? The term for it is white-collar fraud. And really, that just means non-violent crimes committed to make money. Think embezzlement, insider trading, tax evasion, that kind of stuff. It's not about brute force, it's about gaming the system. And while it might not be as exciting as a movie car chase, the damage can be way, way bigger than just one violent act. And this is the kicker. When you actually look at the criminal cases involving people on the Forbes 400 list, the pattern is crystal clear. The convictions aren't for murder. They're for fraud. The real crimes are happening on spreadsheets, not in some dark alley. And the impact? It can shake entire economies. So what's the big takeaway here? There's this massive gap between the crimes we think the rich are up to and what they actually get caught for. And believe it or not, understanding that difference really, really matters. Which leaves us with one last big question to chew on. Why are we so fascinated by the fictional violence of these billionaire villains, but we tend to overlook the real-world financial crimes that can actually impact millions of people? It's something to think about the next time you're watching a movie, for sure.